I don't know why I'm smirking. Actually, I may do. I'm not smirking because she found a bully. I'm smirking because of Ghost. Ghost bullying her. My name is Badminton and welcome back to some more 9. I've been up since 3 a.m. today. I'm probably going to be yawning a lot. I'm very tired. If you're new here, please consider subscribing and hitting that like if you enjoyed this video. Now let's begin.
何してんの?
Komoto completely ignores me and speaks to Senpai, who's clearly terrified. He's got an obnoxious sneer on his face and voice.
Senpai, 行きましょう。
ちょ、おい、なんだよ。
Try pulling Senpai away by the hand, but they go around us and cut off our escape. What a pain in the ass.
何? 誰? 小中と一緒だったんだよ。なんつうか、妹分っていうか、射程っつうか、世話してやってたんだよ。
From the way Senpai is looking down at her feet, Gomoto's friend can probably tell they hadn't had a positive relationship. Her face is scrunched up like she's incredibly uncomfortable. How to deal with this? People like this, if you handle them poorly, are likely to stick to you like glue. Since they're clearly looking down on us, I guess we got no choice but to show them what we've got. Are we burning them on fire? Stoning them?
どいてもらっていいっすか?
は? なんで?
帰りたいんで。
てかお前誰よ? 俺高坂と話してんだけど。
どけよ。
は?
おい、もうよせって。何? どうしたのお前?
懐かしいやつに会ったから昔の思い出を語りたいだけだって。何? こいつとプリ取ったん?
Komoto grabs the photos from Senpai's hand. What a jerk! Of course, without even thinking, I try to take the phone back. Photos, excuse me. However... What? Senpai's shout stops my hand as I'm about to reach out. It's the first time I've ever heard Senpai raise her voice. It is in fact the first. In shock, I freeze up. Komoto's also in a daze, apparently caught off guard by her display of anger.
なんだよ。
それ大事なものなんです。返してください。
はあ? こんなもんが大事って。
Is this Riz? Is this what Riz is to him? Notice how he said, I was looking out for her? I really hope he doesn't think that's what Riz is. Senpai is glaring squarely at Komoto as he laughs derisively. The hand I'm holding is trembling. I could have backed her up, I could have jumped in and taken the photos back by force. But I decided to see how this plays out for just a bit more.
いつも私のものを取り上げたり隠したり。
は? お前、んなことしてたん?
ちげえって、俺は。
私、たくさん意地悪はされたけど、お世話なんてされたことないです。私は妹分でも、射程でもないです。友達でもないです。懐かしくもない、思い出したくもない。返してください。それが私の大事な思い出なんです。
お前、この子いじめてたんかよ。だっせ。
だっせ? You tell him, Komoto's quote-unquote friend. Pressured by Senpai and his friend rolling his eyes at him, Komoto gets flustered. He's completely outnumbered. I think for just a second he might retreat, but soon I realize I gave him too much credit.
くだらね。
Oh. Komoto crushes the photos in his hand. I can't just watch from a distance anymore. Reflexively, my hand reaches out.
おい、話せよ。
お前、自分が何したか分かってんのか?
Grabbing Komoto's arm, I twisted upwards. The pictures tumble. They don't tremble. Tumble out of his hand.
たかがプリで何熱くなってんの?
たかが?
On my palm, my stigma glows faintly. I start slowly smoldering Komoto's arm in my grasp. I'm unable to control my raging emotions.
だよ。
なんか言うことねえか。
We're actually burning him. That's kind of funny.
聞こえてんだ。
早く謝れよ河本。お前マジダセえぞ。
Alright, he doesn't know what's happening. This is even better.
すみませんでした。
声小せえよ。
すみませんでした。謝っただろ。
うるせろ。
Letting go of his arm, I push him aside. Komoto glares at me with tears in his eyes, but as soon as I glare back, he flinches and turns tail. Senpai crouches down and stares at the crumpled pictures. With trembling hands, she picks them up. He tries desperately to flatten them out. Tries to put the bent sticker back into their places on the sheet.
先輩。先輩。
Senpai suddenly stands up and rushes off. She's chasing after Komoto, who's engaged in an argument with his friend as he's leaving the arcade. Realizing Senpai's approach, Komoto turns around. That's when it happens. Senpai's hand flies up high. But instead of following through with the swing, she lowers it.
なんだよ。
もう二度と話しかけないでください。
は？
もう二度と話しかけないで。わかったか？
はい。
Good lad.
デート邪魔してすんませんした。おい、行くぞ。
Dragged away by his friend, Komoto leaves in defeat. A sudden encounter with one of Senpai's greatest fears.
ゴースト。
ああ、任せとけ。
Whoa, what are we doing? Pick up the bag that I had left lying on the floor and approach Senpai as she continues staring at the direction Komoto left. She's standing firm, but she has tears in her eyes. Both her hands are squeezed into fists. Senpai's trembling.
行きましょう。
Gently, I touch her back. Senpai lets out a deep sigh and wipes her tears. Dang, that is terrible. It was supposed to be a wholesome little date. I forgot we left off here. I couldn't just let her go home after all that, so instead we come to the park a short distance from the train station. I have Senpai sit on a bench while I put down our things.
飲み物買ってきます。ちょっと待っててもらっていいですか？
はい。
お茶でいいですか？
何でも。
了解です。
I'm a bit worried about leaving Senpai alone, but I have a little something to take care of, so I head off to a vending machine. What the frick did you do? Taking out my wallet, I put some change in the slot. I feel a presence behind me. As I press a button on the vending machine and move to retrieve the tea I bought, I speak to her.
どうだった？
話つけてきたぜ。つっても連れの方とだけどな。本人は全く喋んなかったが、ま、大丈夫だろ。
本当か？
ああ、もう来ねえってよ。あのアホが来ようとしても止めるとさ。
何がしたかったんだあいつは。
連れの話だが、しょうもねえぜ。身内に彼女持ちが増えて焦ってんじゃねえか、だってよ。その話してた時目が泳いでたからガチだろうな。
That was not Riz, bro, Chacho. Oh no. Oh, that's funny. Kind of. That's sad, actually. But that is so lame.
はあ？もしかして先輩に会うためにこの辺うろついてたのか？
だな。ラウンド2とかやたらと行きたがってた理由が分かったって連れが呆れてたぜ。あれだろ、ガキの頃から気になってて意地悪して気を引こうとしてたとかよ。今回も同じ手口で口説こうとしたが反撃食らって玉砕ってわけだ。
ああ、ほくさ。
だな、アホだ。 昔自分をいじめていたやつになびくはずねえのにな。笑えるぜ。
Aho. Aho.
で、そのアホは
How is Aho now?
この世の終わりって顔してたぜ。報復はねえだろ。そんな度胸ねえよあいつ。
Best part, nobody's gonna believe him that he was feeling fire.
まだなんかあんのか心配事。
アーティファクトの力を使っちまった。魔眼まで使いそう。
Whoa. Like that?
また使いそうになったら俺を呼べよ。代わりにボコってやる。
Ghost. Ghost-kun. Thank you.
当事者の先輩が耐えたんだ。俺が暴力に訴えるのはな。
いいさ。あんまり一人で待たせんなよ。
ああ、ありがとな。
自分の分身に礼なんて言うなよ。じゃあな。
No. I think you should think self. You gotta talk to self sometimes. That's why I think this power is so cool. It's a manifestation of your other, or I don't know if other is the right word, but a part of you for sure anyway. I think that's super cool. I would totally be talking to myself a lot. I already do that a lot and by myself. But if I had someone that was me but a different person, I'd be talking a lot more. I like this ghost. Ghost disappears. After buying another tea, I return to Senpai.
すみません。お待たせしました。
ありがとうございます。
But it's so interesting how that ability has its own personality. Handing her one of the bottles of tea, I sit down next to her. Senpai stares at the label on the plastic bottle in a daze. Then with some difficulty takes off the cap and raises it to her lips. After wetting her throat, she lets out a short sigh.
大丈夫ですか？
はい、大丈夫です。すみません、ずっと黙っていて。ただ自分のしたことにびっくりしてて、まだ少しドキドキしてます。
かっこよかったです、先輩。
そんな、全部衝動的な行動で恥ずかしい。
俺はかっこ悪かったですね。すみません、見ているだけで。
いえ、新見さんがいてくれたから怖くなかったんです。私一人だったらきっと震えてるだけで何もできなかった。
She takes out the crumpled, did I pronounce that right? Pictures from her bag.
私だけのものだったらああってがっかりして終わったと思います。でも新見さんと一緒に撮ったものだから許せなくて、気がついたら怒鳴ってました。私あんな声出せたんだ。
これ
I take out my own photos and offer them to Senpai.
俺のは無事なんで。
いえ、私こっちでいいです。
でも
いいんです。見るたびに思い出せますから。私ちゃんと怖いことに立ち向かえたぞって。だからこっちがいいです。一番大事なものはちゃんと守れましたし。
Taking off her smartphone cover, she looks steadily at the photo attached to her phone. She caresses it. With a finger.
のあちゃんの言った通りでした。アーティファクトの力を使わなくても自分は変えられる。
一瞬人格変えたのかと思いました。
新見さんとゴーストさんをイメージして真似してみました。
That's cute.
俺もですか？
はい、本当はうせろって言いたかったです。
口悪いっすね、俺。
嬉しかったです、守ってくれて。私も頑張らなきゃって思って追いかけたんですけど、一発殴ってやるってそう思ったんです。でもできなかったな。
良かったと思います、殴らなくて。
そうですね。 暴力は良くないです。
With a sad smile, she touches the photo again.
私が頑張れたのは皆さんと出会えたからだと思います。皆さんと出会って仲間にしてもらえて、一緒に笑って頑張って一緒に立ち向かった、その経験が私を強くしてくれたんだと思います。イーリスに比べたら河本くんなんてことなかったです。
She said it.
新見さんを失うかもって思ったあの時に比べたら何も怖くなかった。
Squeezing her phone, she raises her face and looks straight at me.
変わるきっかけをくれたのは新見さんです。新見さんが私の手を取ってくれたから、私は前の私よりちょっぴり強くなりました。お姫様になりたいなってずっと思っていたけど、ただ待っているだけじゃダメなんだって気がつくことができました。ただ新見さんに守ってもらうだけじゃなくて、隣にいたいんだって。自分の足で前に進まないと隣にはいられないんだって気がつけました。さっき頑張れたのは全部新見さんのおかげです。こんなこと言われたら引いちゃうかもしれないけど、私を変えてくれた新見さんは間違いなくずっと憧れていた白馬のナイト王子様です。本当にありがとうございます。私と出会ってくれてありがとう。
先輩、俺先輩のこと好きです。え大丈夫ですか？聞いたことない音出ましたけど。
すみません、変な声出ました。わかります。友達としてですよね。そっちですよね。わかります。
いえ、女の子として。
She makes it sound like she's on the kid's superhero show. I can't help but laugh. Senpai's eyes are flitting all over the place. She checks in her bag, opens her bottle of tea, closes it again. She's acting totally weird.
だって私カレーとかその他もろもろの妄想癖とかドン引きさせることしかしてなかったので、
Not you
絶対に
rejecting
ダメ
him.
だと。
ダメじゃないですよ。
マジですか？
マジです。マジで言ってます。
ドッキリではなく。
Surprise gag?
そんな悪質なことしませんよ。
今ソラちゃんが飛び出してきたら逆に安心するかもしれません。
And she probably will too.
迷惑でした。
そんなこと、ただ驚きすぎて。私死ぬのでは？
死んじゃうなら撤回した方がいいですね。
She probably just isn't about. She probably just isn't able to get the words out, but Senpai's got tears in her eyes and she's shaking her head like a little kid. So cute, I think I'm gonna die. Me too.
撤回しないでください。
しませんよ。冗談です。
よかった。一つだけいいですか？
はい。
もう一度聞かせてください。
Before I had managed to say those words without hesitation thanks to the momentum of the conversation. But having to say it again is quite embarrassing. But if Senpai wants me to... Stand up from the bench. Senpai's expression looks a bit sad. But I'm not trying to refuse her or run away. I kneel in front of Senpai and take her hand.
俺ナイトとか王子様とかそんな柄じゃないけど、 先輩がそう思ってくれているならがっかりさせないように頑張ります。だからこれからも先輩のことを守らせてください。先輩の隣で精一杯かっこつけさせてください。先輩好きです。俺と付き合ってください。俺のお姫様になってください。返事聞かせてもらえますか？
すみません。理想通りすぎて感動で涙が私もあなたが好きです。私をあなたのお姫様にしてください。
Senpai smiles with tears pouring down her face. She had already confessed to me once, but right now I could breathe a sigh of relief. The mere 10 seconds before I heard her response had left me full of unease. How many days had I put my answer on hold? Now I feel a sense of guilt. After making her wait so long, I'll need to make it up to her. The beautiful hand I'm holding. Somehow I know what Senpai is waiting for. Now's not the time to feel shy, so I pull her hand close and gently kiss the back of her hand.
よろしく。俺のお姫様。
はい。ふつつか者ですが、よろしくお願いします。
And so the two of us became a couple. After being drunk on the atmosphere, I finally sober up. I remember the thing I just did, the words that spilled out of my mouth. A flood of embarrassment makes my face burn. Not wanting to break the moment, I try holding out a bit more. But I get too fidgety and I can't do this anymore. This really just isn't me. The way I confess to Senpai must stay a secret, no matter what. Especially to my evil little sister. That surely wasn't there. While feeling a bit reluctant about it, I let go of Senpai's hand and stand up, looking at my feet in embarrassment. And then... Oh! His hair's green? I hadn't even noticed that. For an instant, I don't know what just happened. Senpai's warmth. Senpai's sweet scent. The soft heat that touches my lips. My brain seizes up and I can't think. But I know what I must do. Let me sheet him tea. Unconsciously, I wrap my arms around Senpai's waist and embrace her. What a beautiful CG. This is really nice. I feel her strongly with my lips, with my whole body. The time we're in contact with each other is not all that long. But to me, it feels like an eternity. It feels like all time had stopped and it's just the two of us. While I want to stay like this forever. All good things must come to an end. You've said it. Just like this root. Senpai's hot breath. Her warmth fingering... What? Lingering on my lips. Reluctant to part with her, I once again try to close the distance between us, but you're gonna suffocate her. Senpai's eyes pop open and she slips from my arms and takes a couple of steps back.
すみません。勝手に盛り上がってしまって。
いえ、もっとしたかったです。
じゃあ、めっちゃ人いますね。
本当だ。
Senpai's way of speaking is a bit out of character due to all her excitement. There aren't a ton per se, but we did finally notice that there are a fair amount of people in the area. A short ways off, a group of guys are glancing over at us and grinning. They saw my confession just now? Ah, god dang it. This is embarrassing.
帰りましょうか。
Senpai hesitantly grabs my uniform and lightly... Senpai hesitantly grabs my uniform and lightly pulls on it.
はい。
すでに私の脳内では言葉にできないようなことが繰り広げられておりまして、今日私
Huh? What are you about to say?
帰りたくないです。
Just like when we kissed, my thoughts come to a halt. She doesn't want to go home. Oh, I see what's happening, I think. Doesn't want to go home. That means she wants to get freaky. Probably. That means what it means, right?
じゃあ帰りましょうか。俺ん家に。
Senpai's rather enthusiastic response makes me a bit embarrassed, but my anticipation for what's coming next also grows. Holding hands, we start walking back at a quicker pace than usual. We all in a hurry, I see. We arrive at my place. For some reason, we're just standing there in the entryway without taking our shoes off.
はい。
私、さっきお姫様とか寒いこと言っちゃいましたが。
You both did.
いや先輩、それ寒いとか言われると俺も。
すみません。私彼女ってことでいいんですよね。
もちろん。はい。
つまり新見さんは彼氏。
はいですね。
つまりここは彼氏の家
ですね。はい。
She's suddenly getting really excited. I'm not going to rain on her parade by reminding Senpai that she's been here countless times before. Well, I kind of understand what she's feeling. After all this time, I'm not inviting my friend from school into my room, but my girlfriend. There's no way I couldn't or wouldn't get pumped for this.
じゃあお邪魔します。
どうぞ。
Senpai takes off her shoes and enters the living room. I follow a moment later. Senpai takes off her shoes and enters the living room. I follow a moment later. For some reason, she raises her hands and does a victory pose. She just said I understood her feelings, but Senpai is way too much of a free spirit. She's so excited about this, she's acting a bit crazy.
まさかこんな日が来るなんて。神様ありがとうございます。
What?
先輩。
When I peer at her face, she seems to snap back to reality, or at least I think she does, but then her weird behavior continues.
一応お家に連絡はいたしまして。
はい。さっきスマホ触ってましたね。
そうなんです。お母さんに彼氏ができましたと報告をいたしまして。
I thought you were gonna say, Mom, I'm staying at a friend's house, not Mama. I got a boyfriend, because then she's gonna be like, Oh, well, you're totally not staying at a friend's house.
早いですね。もうしたんですか？
はい。それで今日はお泊まりだとも報告いたしまして。
Your mom's okay with that?
したんですか？
はい。頑張りなさいとお母さんが。
At what?
そうっすか。
Do your best at what? Boy, what an open family the Kosaka household is.
それで
They're like, yes, our daughter is finally getting laid. She never leaves the room.
はい。
私うざいですか？
Not at all. I like energetic senpai. Keep going.
急にテンション落ちましたね。
いえ新見さんがドン引きしてる感があるあると伝わってきたので。
いえいえ、大丈夫ですよ。聞いてなんかないです。
そうですか。よかったです。
何か言いかけてませんでした？
はい。お願い
はい。
がいくつか夢があって、そのうちのいくつかはもう叶ったんですが。
Finish that thought.
もう一つ今叶えてもいいですか？
You little gooner.
俺ができることなら。
はい。一緒にお風呂入りませんか？
Whoa.
お風呂？
はい、お風呂です。
一緒にですか？
はい。お風呂でイチャイチャするシチュエーションに憧れがあり。
イチャイチャ。それはお風呂なんで
裸ですね。
裸。
混浴の約束 約束はしてないですね。でもフラグ回収的な感じでいつか入りたいなって。
What an interesting character. She's so interesting.
ダメでしょうか。
入りましょう。
入りましょう。
入りましょう。一緒に。
じゃあ服を。
Well, he totally sounds like he's against the idea.
そうですね。脱がない。あ、シャワーだけでいいです？
いえ、できれば一緒に湯船に。
湯張ってきます。
すみません。
I get out of the bath, change into my clothes, and go to the living room. Haruka's already dressed too, and is now squatting near the table. But she's not in her usual uniform. Instead, she's wearing the shirt I had on before we got in the bath. I'm assuming with the little patch or whatever, there would have been some action going on there. Wait, actually, I don't know if they get freaky, but bath for sure. She put it on willingly, not because I asked her to or anything. Seeing her like this really is a bit too titillating. Hey?
やっぱり制服の方がいいですか？
いや、それで大丈夫っす。
Giving her a somewhat suspicious confirmation, I sit down next to Haruka. Well, what now? What are we supposed to do next? I don't have the slightest clue.
さっきから私ばっかりで申し訳ないんですが。
You know, I'm a little disappointed. Like, I wasn't expecting the no patch game to show us everything that happened, but like it would be at least like in May Root from Cafe Stella where they went into the bath and you know they had some dialogue and then they were a little awkward and it skipped over, but not even that, they just skip it all entirely. That's pretty disappointing.
またまた夢叶えちゃってもいいですか？
Wow, getting greedy, I see.
はい。
一緒に映画見たいです。
Silly goose.
いいですね。見ましょうか。
それで映画そっちのけでイチャイチャしたいです。
基本あれですね。最終的にイチャイチャですね。
だって私したいです。イチャイチャ。
Well, we sure hope it's with him and not with anybody else.
すみません、がっついて。興奮が羞恥心を上回り。
いえ、俺もしたいです。
I hug her shoulders and bring her closer to me. No, not the sounds, please. And then we lock lips.
頭、ぼーっとします。
俺もです。
どうぞ、このまま押し倒していただいて。私、こういうこと言うからダメなんですね。もう黙ってます。すみません。
Seeing Haruka this flustered is incredibly cute. Part of me wants to do as she asked and push her down, but hey, don't hit women. Something I need to do first. What?
はい。
You mean ask for consent?
お腹空いてないです。
She casts her eyes down guiltily and cradles her
お
stomach.
腹鳴ってるの、バレてましたか？
I heard nothing.
さっきから小さくなってましたね。
すみません。
何食べます？
買いに行きますよね。着替えた方がいいですね。
That stomach grumble thing reminded me of my first relationship. And I remember laying down or something and my stomach just going ape. Or she's laying down and your stomach just starts going ape. I don't know if it's because of the nerves. It probably is. The nervousness. But you're with your significant other, at least for me at the time. And your stomach is just making weird noises. I'm pretty sure it's because of the nerves.
せっかくだし、デリバリーでなんか頼みましょう。
なんだか贅沢です。
It is?
一人だとなかなか頼めないんですよね。1500円からとか決まってて。
そうなんですね。
何食べるか決めましょうか。
Turn on my laptop and navigate to a food delivery
中
site.
華、洋食、和食、何がいいです？
どうしよう。おすすめは？
そうっすね。あ、この店行ったことある。結構美味しかったですよ。
じゃあここがいいです。
メニューは
We both gaze at the small screen and pick our dishes. This is by no means anything out of the ordinary, but it feels kind of fun to me. Same, even though they're just living. We're probably both pretty nervous. We'll probably both be pretty nervous even after this. I won't really be able to make out properly though. But for now, this is fine, I think. Please avoid onion. This is fun. I believe that from the bottom of my heart. I don't know what comes next or what the future may hold, but we can take it step by step, becoming lovers in the process.
これ美味しそう。
じゃあそれ頼みましょうか。あとは
And frankly, I'm really looking forward to it. Is this how it ends? Yippee. I would have been a little disappointed. It didn't feel very satisfying to just end it there. It's probably like the little last chunk of the episode though. I get this feeling in my stomach or chest. Wait. Oh. There probably was another H scene there too, right? Can only assume.
おはようございます。
おはようございます。
Bro, you good? Why does he sound so dead? Haruka's smile is the first thing I see when I open my eyes. That alone is enough to make me happy.
いつ起きました？
さっきです。寝顔が可愛かったので眺めてました。
恥ずかしいな。
She smiles then ruffles my hair. I throw my arms around Haruka and bury my face under her bitties. Good move. I just wanted to do it, no particular reason.
ケルさん、実は甘えん坊さんですね。
今まで甘えられる相手がいなかったんですよね。
I get it, I get it.
よしよし。
She pets my head again. You know, I'm not usually happy about being treated like a child. But you are now?
すげえ落ち着く。
一人暮らしはいつからしてるんですか
1年の時からですね。
一人の時間が長かったから飢えていたんでしょうか
なのかも。包容力とかそういうのよくわかんないですけど。
Compassion.
包容力。それならこちらの方がもっと落ち着きますか
Haruka's tone of voice shifts. I have to deal with the other Haruka now. Okay, but why do you have to say it like that? Have to deal with it?
もてあそばれそう。
それがお望みですか
主導権握られると普通に照れちゃうんすよね。
ずっとリードしていただいていましたから攻守交代ですわね。
たまにはそういうのもいいかもしれないですね。
存分に甘えてくださいましね。
Don't have to tell me twice.
甘えろって言われるとどうすればいいのか。
精神年齢をとことん下げてみるとか
Huh?
赤ちゃん言葉とか
できます
Huh?
そこまで自分を捨てられないな。
じゃあ言葉はそのままで行動だけ赤ちゃんっぽくしてみるとか
I'm not sure where they're going with this, and I'm not sure how to feel about it.
行動
You know, you don't have to do that. Just lay in the biddies and that's it. Hug her, that's it.
まだまだ理性が残っていらっしゃいますね。
Thankfully.
自分を捨てて赤ちゃん帰りってのはなかなかできないっすね。
それなら
Haruka smiles seductively. Oh boy. While thumbing one of the buttons on her shirt. Hey, yo. Slowly she undoes each button one by one. Oh my
こう
goodness.
すれば本能に従いたくなりませんか
Best girl. She's the best girl. She's the best girl. Do I need to say more? I don't. If this isn't enough to convince you, I don't know what will. Not Kujo, not Sora, and I doubt Yuki. Yuki will probably be an amazing character, will have crazy character development. We'll see some sides of her that, wow, I would have never thought. And I have an idea now, considering the type of personality she's shown thus far. But Kosaka, like, come on. Yes. Yes, please. My words are caught in my throat. But without needing to hear me speak, Haruka knows I won't be repelled by this or reject her. I must be making one heck of a face right now. I can feel it. I can't quite put into words, but it's great. Awesome.
どうぞ。
Dozo. Haruka pats her lap. I'm so dumbfounded that she has to smile and pat her lap again to prompt me to come.
ささ、どうぞ。お膝に。
膝枕？
はい。
いいんですか？
どうぞ。
やった。
I squeak. I blush at the betrayal my voice has committed against my pride. Well, it can't be helped. It totally cannot. Getting to lay your head on your girlfriend's lap is every man's dream.
失礼します。
I get it. I get up and clumsily make my way to Haruka. My heart pounds as I rest my head on her lap. Oh, I'm overwhelmed with emotion.
足痛くないですか？
大丈夫ですわ。寝心地はいかがですか？
Dick dies, saves lives.
最高です。
最高だよね. I relax and close my eyes, and I die. Fall asleep, I mean. Who am I kidding? I'm going crazy. I can't relax at a time like this. I close my eyes anyway and try to play it cool. Last thing I want is for her to see how nervous I am. Haruka gently brushes my bangs aside. Bro! Okay, I'm gonna be very vulnerable for a moment. I don't know about you guys, but this is my weakness, alright? Someone plays with my hair or just gives me like head scratches and I instantly die. Like, I don't know what it is. Give me like 2 to 5 minutes and I'm out cold. Actually, no, I do know what it is. I guess it makes me feel, it's gonna sound crazy, I know, but maybe a few of you can resonate. It's a little embarrassing, but I've been in a relationship and oh my god, it's gonna be out there for people to see. Oh no, with girlfriends and scratching head and the head scratches and or just something like that, right? And I fall asleep and all. It makes me feel so relaxed. Like, it also reminds me of when I was a little kid and my mom would try to put me to sleep and whatever, and she would just like, scratch my head and I would like knock out. And I guess that's what it is. That's my weakness. I don't know about you, but a lap and a head scratch, I'm out cold.
いつかの約束、やっと果たせましたね。
I'm envious right now.
約束？
年上なのだから甘えてくださいと。
ああ。
I don't remember that.
ずっと口だけでしたが、ようやくですわね。
When did he say that?
でも俺、結構先輩に頼ってましたよ。
そうですか？
先輩といると安心するんですよ。多分何かしくじってもフォローしてくれるだろうなって。
フォローしたことなどありましたでしょうか？
何度も。
記憶にございませんが、少しでも役に立てていたのならこの上ない喜びですわね。
I'm of some of use to you? What are you, a tool? You're not a tool. Don't speak like that.
そもそも先輩がいなければ俺もみんなも無事じゃなかった。
Literally too.
勇気を出すのが遅すぎましたか。
Haruka sighs and grins.
まだアーティファクトを探さなければいけませんが、こんな穏やかな時間がずっと続けばいいですわね。
That is correct.
そうですね。
We still have our concerns, but we've avoided the worst possible future. Only one thing left to do. And that is to pray. For nothing worse to happen, for no one else to be hurt. For it all to end swiftly. And I hope to God that no one else will have to die.
かけるさんの力もここ数日は発動していないようですし、
He's
少
asleep.
なくとももうしば
He's
らく
asleep.
は落ち
He's
着いて。
asleep. See? That's just how powerful the head scratches and laps are. They're just that good.
おやすみなさい、かけるさん。
Bro is lucky. We head to the train station after having lunch at a diner. Haruka asks me if she can go home for a while to get changed.
じゃあ、すぐ戻ってきますので。
家まで送っていきますよ。
でも、
昨日のこともあるのでちょっと心配で。
Oh, you're talking about the bully. Ghost said that creep wouldn't try to get revenge. But how am I not supposed to worry? I wouldn't be concerned if they came from different towns, but the fact they went to the same elementary school as Haruka probably means they frequent the same train station. There's a high chance of them running into Haruka again. The least I can do is take her back to her house.
でも、わざわざ送ってもらうのは申し訳ないですし、私にはエデンがあるので、大丈夫だと思います。
Well, she's not wrong there. They would probably never meet if Haruka will date using her powers. Oh, right. That. Dude, I forgot. That's not really what's gnawing at me right now. As her boyfriend, I should walk her home. I feel really lame for not being able to do that.
じゃあせめて。
I call out Ghost. Haruka's probably worried too.
はい、ありがとうございます。
She agrees to let Ghost go with her.
俺ならこき使ってもいいってか？
You're not doing anything anyway. What do you even do in my head and my little piece of jewelry anyway?
頼むよ。はるかを一人にしたくない。
冗談だよ。
Okay, good. It better be. Get your butt moving. Ghost holds out her right hand. Huh?
無一文じゃ電車乗れねえだろ。
ああ、そうだった。
I take a roll pass out of my wallet and give it to her.
どうも。んじゃ行こうぜ。
はい、多分1時間か2時間くらいで戻ってきます。
You live an hour away?
了解です。
勝手に今日も泊まるつもりでいたんですが。
俺もそのつもりですよ。
よかった。じゃあ後で。
待ってます。
はい。
イチャついてねえでさっさとしろよ。電車来んぞ。
はい。じゃあ。
Haruka turns around to follow Ghost. I wait until their figures disappear inside the station before heading back home myself. Happens not long after I reach home. I'm wondering whether Haruka had gone back safely when my phone starts ringing. I take it out and see who it's from. Haruka.
はい。
I sure hope everything's okay and nobody's dying.
よ
Hey, what up, Ghosto-kun?
あれ、ゴーストか。どうした？
う、俺を呼んで正解だったな。あいつ、名前なんだっけ？
Ah, it's okay, it doesn't matter. He's not worthy of one anyway.
河本か？
あ、そうそいつ。はるかんちの近くをうろついてやがった。
Ugh.
はるかを探してたのか。
さあな。ただそいつんちとはるかんちはなんつうの学の端と端だから普通はこっちに来ねえってよ。
何かされたか？
いやこっちに気づいてなかったしな。
そっか。
どうする？俺が話をつけてやってもいいぜ。
はるかはなんて言ってる？
偶然かもしれねえしほっとけってよ。
俺としてはどうにかしたいところだが。
因縁つけてきたらとっちめる。それでいいか？
I wonder what kind of lesson. I wonder what kind.
ああ、頼む。
まだうろついてるかもしれねえからちょっとこっちでゆっくりしてくわ。そっちに戻るの夕方か夜になるかもな。
了解。
あとははるか俺ん家に泊まることになってっから。
Did I read that correctly? Did she just say at my place?
アホがうろついてるのを理由に 怖いから落ち着くまで外泊するってはるかが親に話したんだよ。
ああ、うん。
Huh?
でバカ正直に恋人んちって言ったら父親の方がすんげえ顔になってよ。
怒った。
逆だよ。落ち込んでた。
I was not expecting that, but why depressed? I need to hear that.
だから俺んちってことにしといた。
そういうことか。わかった。ありがとな。
Why does Ghost have her own apartment?
いいって。ただなあ。
Is there something I'm missing?
別に今話すことじゃねえんだけどよ。
Okay.
どうした？
俺にもなんか名前つけてくれねえか？普通の。
You want a name? You're an artifact. You don't need a name. I'm kidding.
え？
ゴーストって名前はまあ別に嫌いじゃねえよ。お前の分身っつうか幻影っつうかそういう意味だろ。
Oh,
悪くね。
did Ghost just say it's not important? Ghost, Ghost-kun, what are you talking about?
ただよ、身内以外にどう名乗ればいいんだよ。ゴーストですって寒すぎだろ。
ああ、確かにな。
はるかのやつ、俺を親になんて紹介したの？
Oh boy, this is gonna be good. What?
なんて？
友達のゴースーコちゃんです。だとよ。
She couldn't come up with something better. Gosuko? Bruh.
笑ってんじゃねえよ。んだよスーコって。とっさの思いつきにしてもひどすぎんだろ。
Suko? No, it has to be Suko.
考えとく。名前。
頼んだぜマジで。ま、こっちは任せとけ。はるかはちゃんと守ってやっから。
I like Ghost a lot. Ghost is super cool now.
あ
And
あ、
useful.
任せたぞ。スーコ。
Suko-chan.
死ね。
あ、
This is actually so cool. We got Suko-chan, no more Ghost. Bro, Ghost gets a name? And to think that in the next episode, we won't have Ghost anymore. No! Bro. Or Haruka. But, bro. That is so sick. I really, really like that they did this. And in this route too. It feels appropriate. Like that it was on this route in specific. Nice. She hung up. I was going to ask her to put Haruka on the line. Oh well, she said they'll be back by tonight. But still. Komoto. Hope it really is just a coincidence, but if he hasn't given up yet, then things are going to get messy. I'll have to think of a plan just in case.
どうしたもんかな。
And just when we finally wrapped up the stuff with Iris and the petrification incident too, these problems just keep popping up. I hear you, bro, Chacho, I hear you. Haruka returns by nightfall like Ghost said. And I suppose that's good, but... Hiccup.
ただいまです。
You good? She's completely exhausted. She said she was getting I was gonna say strange. A change of clothes, but looking at it now.
どうしたんすかこの荷物。
Just moving in.
ちょっとしたいことがあって。
Surely we're talking about building a Lego set, right?
一緒にゲームしたいんだと。
Oh, bro, she's so cool. Bring it over.
ゲーム？
テレビ
Suko-chan.
ないみたいだったので、モニターを
わー
持ってきました。
I respect the hustle.
モニター。え？モニター？
古いので、発色良くないんですけど。
いやいや、呼んでくれれば。
それは申し訳ないので。
俺が持つっつってもこう言って渡さねえんだよ。そのせいで死にかけてやがる。
Oh, Kosaka.
思ったより重かったです。
俺運びますんで休んでてください。
すみません。
まだなんかあるか？
いや、ありがとう。
じゃあな。
I call back Ghost and proceed to carry Haruka's stuff to the room. This thing's heavy. This thing's heavy. Looks like she brought her monitor and her game console with her. Speaking of game consoles,
とりあえずここに置いときます。
who the freak told Sony that it was okay to make a huge ass console? Like, why is it so big for it? It literally does not need to be that big. It's so incredibly inconvenient to move around. Portability? Never heard of her. That was Sony when they made PS5. I hate it. Console's cool and all, games are cool and all. But like, bro, what's with that huge ass size? Why is it like a huge freaking binder? It's giving school vibes. I don't like it. I do not like it at all. Oof, I'll just leave it here for now, he said.
すみません。ありがとうございます。先に着替えても。
Are we gonna be able to see?
はい、どうぞ。
She crouches down to take off her shoes and gets up again. Haruka starts taking off her clothes like I'm not even in the same room. Oh yippee, what a sight to see. I bet. I do my best not to look, but I catch a few glimpses away. Haruka keeps going without a care in the world, and she's now taking off her underwear too. Wow, she puts my shirt on over her creamy skin. Creamy. Interesting. Haruka sure got used to me fast. Then again, she never really objected to showing me her naked body. I'm happy that I get special treatment, but at the same time, I feel a little sad that she's not embarrassed at all in my presence. Haruka stopped buttoning her shirt and looks at me. No. You're acting up now?
はいはい。
A little late for that, aren't we?
前開けるのと閉じるの、どっちが好きですか？
Why is that a question? I can feel my face burning when she asks the question, but I take it into serious consideration. Clothes is pretty good in itself. However, biddies.
開けてる方で。
わかりました。じゃあこのままで。
Haruka nods vigorously. My brain recognizes this conversation as absolutely stupid. My brain recognizes this conversation as absolutely stupid, but I ignore it for the time being. Your brain or ghost? Well, I mean, sorry. Suko. Being honest with each other's desires is good enough for us.
モニター、テーブルの上に置いてもいいですか？
大丈夫ですよ。片付けます。
すみません。お願いします。
I move the stuff off the table. What? On the table? On the table, so to make room for Haruka's monitor. I can almost see it because the clothes just draped over her body. I won't say what, but nice. I can see it. What? Nice. I wanna know. What are we saying?
ケーブル。
What are we saying?
俺やりますよ。
ありがとうございます。あとは。
I plug in the power cable along with the other interconnects. Console's now sitting right next to the monitor. Haruka turns it on like she can't wait to play.
いつも私の要望ばかりで申し訳ないのですが、
That is so cool.
恋人と一緒にゲームしたいなって
Best girl. I'm telling you, best girl.
協力プレイできたらなって思ってやったことあるかもですが、面白いゲームをいくつか。
Why the concerned face? Huh? Haruka suddenly shouts. Her eyes widen as she frantically starts rifling through her luggage.
どうしました？
かけるさん、
はい。
1個しかない。
No!
コントローラー1個しかないです。すみません、忘れちゃいました。協力プレイできない。
She slouches in disappointment while clutching the controller. Haruka looks halfway dead. She must have been really looking forward to it.
買いに行きます？
ダメです。コントローラーめちゃくちゃ高いんです。
They sure are. $80 for a controller is pretty criminal.
そうなんですか？
6000円くらいします。
I That's actually not bad at all. What do you mean? But then this game was made back in 2018, 17, so I'm sure there's quite the difference compared to almost 10 years later. According to the calculator, it's around $40. Not saying it's cheap, but compared to now,
高っ
この部屋にはないですよね。
ないっすね。俺据え置きのやらないからな。
すみません。私は何のためにこんな重いものを。
じゃあ俺見てますよ。
でも
せっかく持ってきたんだし遊ばないと。俺見てるの好きなんですよ。結構実況プレイとかもよく見てますし。
I wonder if there's a branch. I wonder if there's a branch where he watches Vitamin D.
実況プレイ。じゃあ
Haruka's mood brightens up.
ホラーとか嫌いですか？
She likes horror too. Best girl. Best girl.
ああ、よく見ます。自分ではできないけど、他人がやってるのを見るのは楽しい的な。
Best girl. Best girl. Best girl. Best girl.
買ったけどまだ遊んでないゲームがあって。あった、これです。2年くらい前のゲームなので知ってるかもですが。
ああ、タイトルは知ってます。でも内容は全然っすね。
よかった。じゃあこれやりましょう。雰囲気出してもいいですか？
Are we turning off the lights?
雰囲気？
真っ暗にしたいです。
いいっすね。カーテン閉めます。
お願いします。
I love this. I draw the curtains closed, blocking off the stray light coming from outside. Now, the atmosphere is perfect. I sit next to Haruka, who can't wait to play the game, and looks at the screen.
やっぱり発色悪いですね。
全然気にならないですよ。いつもノート PC で動画見てるんで、やっぱでかいといいですね。
The game starts as we talk over it. The plot line is typical enough. Two police officers investigate an old mansion because of a mysterious incident that happened there. The officers on the screen step inside the mansion.
うわ、早速死体だらけ。結構グロいっすね。
I didn't know Kosaka knew game like that,
セーブし
bro.
ます。セーブしました。
She's cute. She's cool. She's cultured. She's a sweetheart. What more do you want? She'll give you a lap pillow. What more do you want? Biddies? What more do you want? Best girl. I tell you, best girl, best girl. I literally don't need to say more, but I will say more. What a good episode. This was a nice episode. Similar to the last episode, how I was talking about how it felt refreshing. Well, this song isn't very good for wrapping up a video, is it? Nah, I'm gonna leave it. What was I saying? Oh yeah, in the last episode I was saying how I felt like a breath of fresh air. Well, this one also felt like it too. I really like watching him just live. It's fun. And also you're learning more about Kosaka too, like what she's into. I had no idea. Like we knew she was an otaku, but I didn't know she was into these types of games, for example. Like that I didn't know. I think that's super cool. And then horror, like that's super cool. Horror is something that I've always been pretty crazy about. So that's so cool. After almost being done with this episode, I think I could confidently say that between her and Kujo, her. Yeah. She's awesome. We're very, very close. I feel it. And I'm a little sad, but honestly, I'm also very ready to move on to the next episode. And not only necessarily because I want it to end, I think it's good to wrap it up when it still feels good, because once it starts feeling like it's draggy and all, and it ends, it leaves a bad taste. I don't like when a story starts dragging and then it ends. It just feels wrong. It feels wrong. It doesn't feel satisfying. I feel like it could definitely impact the overall experience of the story when it ends like that. So ending it when it still feels good, I think that's a good move. Also because, as I like to say, all things come to an end, good or bad, at least. I wouldn't think so. But yeah, it's been banger episode. Those thing I think is so cool. And even giving her a name, like, it doesn't seem significant, but when you think about how she's been at least perceived as the villain, as one of the villains this entire time up to this point, at least before the Iris thing. And now suddenly she's on the other side, the good side. Like, it's huge. It's huge. I was literally celebrating her getting fried alive in the second episode. And now I'm like, yeah, Ghosto-kun, she's the homie. But yeah, banger episode, banger video, I think. At least I think. I had a good time and I hope you did too. And with that being said, that's enough of the yapping. It's just a lot that could be said about this episode. And Kosaka really resonates. Her ability to make friends in the beginning, her struggling, that resonates. Recently, I have been making an effort to meet people, to hang out with people. And that's something that a year ago me wouldn't be doing. All I've known really is to work and work and work and work and work. She resonates too in that aspect, which is also why I like her a lot. It's just relatable. I'm probably gonna say a whole lot of more stuff by the end, by the time this episode ends, but again, if I don't say things while they're there, I forget, and it sucks. Because then I remember later after recording and I'm like, dude, I could have said this. Okay, sorry. Too much out. Thank you so much for watching, and a reminder, if you did enjoy this video, please consider hitting that like and subscribing. We're almost at 1,000 subbies. Please help me get there. I'd appreciate it. Or not. If you at least consider it though, I'd be happy. Anyway, I'll let y'all go. I'll see you in the next video. Y'all stay safe, and until next time. Kosaka is best girl.